Welcome back to Blackacre Ranch, guys. Okay, we are here. We've got some big news actually today. We're going to kind of go over that in a little bit, but we're here midweek. These buffalo are sucking down this hay like crazy. This pasture's not holding out very long, and we haven't gotten a lot of rain for a while, so it's made the grass not grow as quick. So we're churning through this hay like it's going out of style, like we're at a buffet. So we're going to get some of this out, and then I'm going to tell you kind of what the big news is. You're going to be happy about it. I think we're happy about it, so enough chatting, let's get a move on. The Walkman's not looking too bad, actually. He's just a cute little stud. I think he actually looks better than Bartok, to be honest. It's always hard to put him in the existing ones. These are really cheap, nasty hay rings, man. They really don't do good at all. But, well, they're having problems now. It's always nicer having more people than just me. So you may wonder, what was the big news, the big announcement? And the family and us have all decided to move out to the ranch. So we are selling the house. It's actually under contract. We're moving closer. We're gonna get things on the ranch going, so that way we could actually live here, okay? The kids are growing up and they're getting bigger, and part of the purposes of doing this ranch was to include them in it and experience it. And it's just been taking a lot longer, I think, to get some things done than we thought we would want to. We plan on moving to the ranch eventually, and maybe 5 years, maybe so many years, however many, just in the future. But the kids are growing up, and we thought, you know what, this is a time, if any, to just move out to the ranch before they're too old and help them experience it and see what everything else is going. Besides, when COVID came, it was nasty in some ways, but it's a blessing in others. Right now, work-wise, most of the things that I'm doing is all virtual or through Zoom or video conference calling. And so not a lot of people come in the office anymore. I can technically work wherever I want. A lot of the push for this is because we want to be next to the animals, Ahmed, Bartok, and our little chickies. So we want to be close to them. We really enjoy them and being here. But that means we got to get here and have more time to develop to it. We also want to develop the property and get everything going that way. And it's just taking a lot of time to do this. We need to make more progress faster, and we'll do that when we're here. So as I said, we're selling the house. So with the housing boom the way it is, mortgage rates being the way that they are, DFW is just like on fire. Our current house, it took them 2 years to sell it before we came around to buy it. And in fact, we got outbid by house flippers. Those people that flip the homes and everything else. Investors, that's what they're called. So we've done a bunch of stuff to it. We've done other things to other homes before. Anyway, now's the time to sell. And so we took it and we got a bunch of money out of the house. So we're going to take this seed money and we're going to put it into the property. We're going to use it to put towards all the buildings. We've got that little house, we've got that little garage, we've got this big barn, which you can see right there. And we have a number of these things. We have a well to put in, a septic, we've got to rerun some electric. There's just a lot of that stuff that takes money, and it's a whole lot easier when you have the money, actually. This is a whole lot easier still. We store it across the way, and then we just pull it back over and just drop it back in this little hill just to the lake right there. All right, here we go.
Rotate. Rotate. There you go.
All right, now Rome wasn't built in a day, so we recognize this is going to be a long process. It's going to still take a couple years, but this is going to make it a lot easier to progress. And we're actually looking forward to it and seeing the adventures. Another chapter in life. This water's hot. All right, Pug, we're going to put this on.
After the green
Well,
hose.
why don't you let him do the blue hose, actually? This sounds like a great plan to me.
Yes. Let's hear him cry out in pain.
Yeah, we're never getting that off now. All right, good job.
I'm gonna get a 3-degree burn!
Oh, little Chica's so dramatic. Anyway, she's up there doing everything, and she volunteered. So it's hot. The tank gets hot. The water initially comes out's hot. So, but it's probably cool water now. And in fact, I sometimes cool my hand off every once in a while in it. But hey, anyway, we wanted to just ask you guys for a little bit of patience with this whole move and everything. We're kind of amongst different spots. And it's a transition, okay? A lot of packing, a lot of everything else, a lot of moving loads. We may not be able to do 2 videos a week like we currently have been. So I also wanted to just say that, you know, just because we're getting a load of money doesn't mean we're just gonna come out and hire the next contractor and say, you go do this, you go do that, and we're done. I have 6 months to get a house on this property from scratch almost, okay? We might take some of these buildings, like that little house, that little garage, and so forth, and try and get these things done. So there's a lot of work to do, okay? We're gonna have to be wise with the money to make sure it stretches. My goal partly in all of these things is also to pay off all debts. Now, we're gonna have to finagle how we do that, and it may take a couple years and so forth, but it's gonna be get out of debt, live more of a humble lifestyle. We don't need a huge house like we had. So anyway, all that aside, you know, we just may not show you everything that we're doing. There may be a lot of stuff that goes on that just doesn't make it on the camera because I've got a time limit, like I told you, 6 months, and that is a lot of stuff. Electrical, sewer, we may hire out some of that. I have to reskin the building. I got to rewire everything. I've got to sheetrock. I got to paint, texture, insulate, all this stuff, and I've got 6 months. So, you know, I don't know. Is this a curse? I don't know. Maybe not, but it just may not happen very quick, guys. Crap, I forgot to tell you. We still need to get a handling facility too. So in that 6 months is not only building a handling facility, which I did get, I think I told you, maybe I didn't. I did get a squeeze chute. Found one from somebody. So we have that coming. I gotta get a concrete pad, gotta get everything set up for that, on top of doing everything else to make sure that we can live here in 6 months. So, right, a lot of stuff going on. And not sure how much we can all film, and frankly, not sure how much of it I want to film. You know, government spies and all that. Anyway, just teasing. So we just may not get it all filmed.
That's corn or grain, like a better problem. You recording the whole thing?
I was recording a little bit of you, dog.
Okay. Like what?
You're like, what? All right. So, you might ask, what's the ideal situation? This whole weekend ranching thing, was it a success or was it not, right? So, I would say yes and maybe no, okay? And this is gonna all just depend on your situation. So, ideally, I think weekend ranching works really well when you have a place that's not too far away from your main abode, not hubbub. It's like haboob, right? What's a haboob? Anyway, the big dust storm. They never called that back in the whatever. Anyway, sorry. I'm just gonna start over, dog. I got off sidetracked onto haboobs.
What is a haboob?
It's a big dust storm. All right, so is this successful? Is this weekend ranching gig successful? Because if we're living here on the ranch, we're no longer weekend ranchers technically, right? Maybe, kind of. But I think in an ideal situation, weekend ranching works really well, okay? That's the time when you have animals that don't require a lot of maintenance, or you have the infrastructure that is set up to maintain them well for at least a week period of time. So you pick an animal that doesn't have problems being alone for a long time, okay? The second part of that is when you have a piece of property that isn't too far away, that you're able to come out on the weekend, and ideally you stay Saturday and into Sunday, and you have some place on the property you can sleep potentially. And in those 2 days, if you could just stay the night, it makes a huge difference. You're able to go in somewhere, cool off, you can stay the night, come out the next day, do stuff. You could have time to do it. That's the ideal situation. She was complaining that her legs are sweating. This may be the last time she ever volunteers for this. That's my son shooting pigeons. This is the dumb crap you do on property, man. Those pigeons are crapping over everything inside the barn or in the pavilion, so his job is to kill them. There they go.
I have shot a pigeon in the butt, and Mari shot a pigeon in the wing.
In the wing and the butt, huh?
Uh-huh.
But
Okay, is it fun shooting pigeons?
Yeah, I never shot a pigeon.
Yeah, they're the garbage eaters of the fowls.
Yeah,
of the
they poop
air.
a lot. They really do poop a lot.
They poop a crap load, man.
Yeah.
Some serious tonnage. So, all right, we'll keep shooting them when they come back, okay, guys?
I heard them land like on the roof, and Clark almost shot them.
Yep, just don't shoot each other, please.
Yeah. Yeah, that'd be bad.
Yep. Keep the barrel up or keep it down, one of the two. We didn't get as much water as we normally get because there is a leak that we saw in one of the blue pipes. So, hoses, I should say. We're gonna get that fixed, cut it, put a new couplings in it, and now we'll have 3 instead of 2. But it's actually down over by the lake, so it must have got caught on something on the asphalt, a stick, I don't know, something. But we got a leak we're gonna have to fix. I think officially, we got ourselves probably about 3,300 gallons here now. When we shared it over to here, we have 2,500 here. So we didn't get as much flow rate actually this time because I think the leak, but it's making some progress. So while my wife's picking up over the stuff at the lake, I kind of want to answer the question, so do I feel like this was a success? Did we do a good job as weekend ranchers? Did it work for us? And I'd like to say it did, but kind of like for those ideal situations. In our position, we're wanting to do more with the ranch. We want to develop more, we want to put more infrastructure, and with us also only spending the day of Saturday here and driving 2 hours, it isn't super close, you kind of get in the position where you're starting to kind of hit more of the negatives on each of those points that would make it successful. We have animals that are very much content being left alone. We have systems in place that typically give them food and water. Now Steve helps out with the hay, but for the most part the pigs are all okay, and we have plenty of water that keeps going to the animals. Really in our position, it was the fact that we wanted to be next to the animals, we want to build up the ranch, and because I feel our needs changed beyond the scope of what a normal weekend rancher could do, it necessitated a change, which kind of matches with, we want the kids to experience this. We want to try this. We want to see how it is. COVID, as I said earlier, grants us the opportunity to do so much more just virtually, right? So the opportunity is there. We're going to have to be frugal. We're going to have to be wise with what we do. But in the general sense, I think it was good, and I think it's possible to do a weekend ranching gig. We're just going to put ours more into a full-time ranching gig, apart from the fact I will still stay the attorney, I will still do my job, and I'll still be doing that. So this is kind of on the side, kind of as a fun little thing to do, and I think it'll be enjoyable. So anyway, we appreciate you joining along with us. We're gonna bug out of here today. We got a lot of stuff to do, as I said, a lot of moving stuff, a lot of packing, a lot of other stuff like that. So keep with us. We'll try and get you videos as frequent as possible, but we appreciate your guys showing up. We appreciate your guys' comments. So if you have any comments for us, leave them down below. Otherwise, like, subscribe as well, and we will talk to you the next time. Bye.